जय जय राम ओम श्री राम जय राम 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 श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम ओम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम ओम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम ओम श्री राम जय श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम ओम 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 श्री राम जय राम
जय जय राम
श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम ओम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम ओम
श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम ओम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम ओम
राम जय राम जय जय राम ओम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम ओम
श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम ओम
श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम ओम
श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम ओम
श्री राम जय राम
टाक्सन गीता टाक्सन श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम ओम It was here, no?
She took it to Ramana building.
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om
Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Hari Om, Hari Om. Can keep it here now. Yesterday we were sharing some portions from Vinobaji's commentaries on 8th chapter. The 8th chapter puts forward a thesis that the thought uppermost in mind at the time of death prevails over others in the next birth. When we start on a journey, we carry some provisions with us to sustain us on our journey. The thought uppermost in mind at the time of death, which is the essence of what has been earned in this life, is the provision with which we start our journey of the next birth. We begin a new day with the previous day's gain in hand. Death is like a long sleep, after which we begin the new life with the gains of a previous birth. End of this life is the beginning of the next one. Hence one must always be aware of the inevitability of death while conducting oneself in this life. So first of all, you have to accept death is inevitable, number one. Number two, what we carry with us in this birth, that is our capital. That is the one which we take it for our next birth. So a value-based life, a devotion-based life, subservience to a higher guru power, if these are predominant in us, our next birth will have this impact. Probably that is why, because of last birth's impact, we have been blessed to associate with these thoughts. During our youthful period or dynamic period in our life, we may not spend more time in places like ashrams or in the presence of Guru or discuss about these things. After our retirement or when we become old, we try to associate with these, Everybody will say youngsters are not coming for, or majority of them are oldies, what benefit we will get? Okay, for youth and middle-aged people, they have so many things to preoccupy their mind. But in the old age, we need something to carry for our next birth. Whatever we have done so far, it is uppermost in our mind, but it can be replaced by what is to be done now. So these words of Vinobaji make us think. So elders also get benefited from this. Because death is inevitable. And so punarapi jananam, punarapi maranam. We will have also the rebirth. So when we know that the death is inevitable for this body now, and we will enter into a new birth, what is the provision with which we are, what is the capital with which we are going to start the business of life? So here the answer comes, the thought uppermost in mind at the time of death. Antakalecha Mamevash Smaran Mukta Kalaivaram. Malayalam Bhagavad Gita there. Antakalecha Mameva Smaran. At the time of death, what is that book? Malayalam, English. English also you give. So in Bhagavad Gita, this has been clearly mentioned by Lord Krishna. Antakalecha Mameva Saranmukta Kalevaram Yaprayati Samadbhavam Yati Nastyatra Samshaya. He who departs from the body, thinking of me alone, even at the time of death, attains my state, there is no doubt about it. Thinking of whatever entity as one leaves the body at the time of death, that and that alone one attains, being ever absorbed in the thought. Yam yam vyapi smaran bhavam tyajante kalevaram tam tamevaiti kaunteya. Yam yam vyapi smaran bhavam tyajatyante kalevaram tam tamaivaiti kauteya sat sada tadbhava bhavitaha. That is what now he says. What is it that we remember at the time of death? Arjuna, thinking of water and whatever entity as one leaves the body at the time of death, that and that alone one attains, being ever absorbed in its thought. Therefore, Arjuna, think of me at all times and fight. Tasmat sarveshu kaleshu. These two shlokas, the first shloka says, when you come to me, I will take care of you. The second one says, whatever you think at that time, that means that vasana, something for all of us to deeply think about it. That is why he says, Tasma Sarveshu Kaleshu Mam Anusmari Vidyacha Mayarpita Manobuddhir Mamai Vaishyasya Samshaya. This is something we have to keep on hammering. Sit down. These three slokas, that is 5, 6 and 7. Vinobaji has elaborately explained it, that's all. In an understandable way, not the sloka and the meaning. But he has derived it from the sloka only. He says, the thought uppermost in mind at the time of death, which is the essence of what has been earned in this life, is the provision with which we start our journey in the next birth. We begin a new day with the previous day's gains in hand. Death is like a long sleep, after which we begin the new life with the gains of the previous birth. End of this life is the beginning of the next one. Hence, one must always be aware of the inevitability of death while conducting oneself in this life. This is necessary also to enable us to face the dread of death and find ways and means to counter it. That means, knowing the inevitability of death, we should do. Many may think that if you think about death, you get demotivated. No, not like that.
Padma wants to ask you something.
Huh?
Padma Chavan wants to ask.
Yes, what is that?
Knowing that death is inevitable itself hence everything is temporary.
Huh?
Everything is temporary.
Eh?
We must feel everything is temporary.
That is also, we have to keep on. When somebody dies, we go there. We attend to we meet the people who are passing through the stressful period. Probably we may also attend the cremation or burial. We may also attend some rituals connected with it. These are not social functions. So far we have been thinking about a social obligation. No? Somebody dies, you have to go. You are all human beings. We should make them know that we also share their grief. That will lessen their grief. But all those things are right. But far from that, as an individual, it is a lesson for us to know that a day will come when we also quit. If we constantly become aware, what happens? Will we be demotivated? That is what everybody feels. The moment you think about God, why should I do this? Why should I? No, it's not like you have to live till the body is dropped, So everything has to be done. You have to eat, you have to sleep, you have to work. Everything you have to do. But all the time being conscious of the inevitability. So that means a very attraction. Somebody said, detachment will slowly come. We will be dynamic, but at the same time not attached to its fruit, because one day we have to leave. Think about it. These are all something for people like us who should start thinking deeply now. And here he says about an explanation. There is a story from the life of Saint Ekanath. A gentleman once asked him, "Sir, your life is so simple and pure. Why ours is not so? You never lose temper or quarrel with anybody. How serene, pure, kind-hearted you are." Ekanath said, "Leave me out of the time being. Let me tell you that I have come to know something about you. You are going to die after 7 days. Who would disbelieve Ekanath? Only 7 days of life left. The gentleman rushed to his home. He could think of nothing else He started entrusting his affairs to others, making preparation for the end. He was taken ill, got confined to bed. 6 days passed. On the seventh day, Eknath went to him and inquired, "How are you?" The man replied, "Sir, I am about to leave this world." Eknath said, "Well, how many sins you have committed in the last 6 days? How many evil thoughts crossed your mind?" The gentleman replied, "Sir, where was the time for that? Death was always there before my eyes." Eknath said, "Now you know the reason why the lives of people like me are sinless. How can mind entertain evil thoughts when death is standing before you, ready to pounce on you like a tiger? Even for committing sin, mind has to be relaxed. Constant awareness of death is the means to be free from sin. If death is staring in the face, who can muster up courage to commit sin?" But man always evades the thought of death. French philosopher Pascal has written a book titled Pensées, Thoughts. It contains his stray thoughts. He observes therein that although death is always looking over our shoulders, we continually try to forget it. How to live with the awareness of death in mind is never our concern. Man detests even the very mention of the word death. If somebody utters this word while taking meals, he is immediately admonished. Nevertheless, we are continually moving towards death. Once you board a train to Bombay, it is bound to take you there even if you just keep sitting. The moment we are born, we have booked a ticket to the destination called death. The moment we are born, we have booked a ticket to the destination of death. Whether we run or keep sitting, death is bound to come. Whether you think of it or not, you cannot avoid it. Whatever else may be uncertain, death is certain. The sun sets every day, taking away a portion of our life. Life is continually being gnawed at. It is continually withering away. Still, man takes no notice of it. Jnandev explains, he wonders how man could be so thoughtless and unperturbed in such a situation. Man is so frightened of death that he cannot even bear the thought of it and tries to evade it like an ostrich burying its head in the sand. Soldiers going to the front play, dance or sing or smoke to forget death. Pascal wonders how they lose themselves in eating and drinking, singing and dancing in order to forget death, even when they see death everywhere. We are all like those soldiers. We try to keep a smiling face, apply creams to hide our wrinkles, dye our graying hair. We are ceaselessly trying to brush aside the thought of death, even though it is just around the corner. We talk about anything but death. Ask a boy who has done his matriculation about his future plans. He will say, "Don't ask me now, I have joined the college just now." If you put the same question next year, he will say, "Let the second year of college pass, I shall think of the future thereafter." So it goes on. But should not one think of the future in advance? One should plan the next step beforehand. Otherwise, one will land oneself in a ditch. But the student shirks his task. The education that the poor fellow receives is full of darkness, and he has still an idea of what is in store for him. He has little idea. He refuses to visualize the future, since he sees only darkness ahead. But there is no escape from the future. It is bound to catch him by the neck. The professor of logic teaches in the college, man is mortal. Socrates is a man, therefore Socrates is mortal. Why does he not give his own example? The professor too is mortal. But he would not say all men are mortal, therefore I, the professor, am mortal, and dear students, you too are mortal. He gives the example of Socrates, since Socrates is already dead and is not there to protest, however he views his name. Students and teachers talk of the mortality of Socrates, but conveniently keep mum about their own. Perhaps they feel that they are fully secure from death. In this way, people everywhere are constantly making deliberate efforts to forget death. But does that ward off death? It makes its presence felt when someone dear to us passes away. But still, man does not think of death fearlessly and summon courage to overcome this challenge. A deer, chased by the tiger, finally gets exhausted, although it is swift and agile. Death in the form of the tiger continues to pursue it. Imagine the conditions of that poor creature. It cannot look at the tiger. It closes its eyes, buries its lanterns, face in the ground, helplessly waits for the death. We too cannot dare to look at death. But howsoever we may try it, it is bound to pounce on us. And finally, when the death comes, man begins to take stock of what he has in balance at the end of his life. A dull and lazy student in the examination hall just looks here and there and whiles away his time. Dear chap, is Saraswati, the goddess of knowledge, going to come down from heaven to write answers for you? He keeps the answer book blank, or at best scribbles a few lines, submits it when the time is up. Our condition is no different. But keeping the mind that life ultimately ends in death, we must constantly practice throughout our life the means by which we can make the last moment pure, sacred, happy. Keeping in mind that life ultimately ends in death, we must constantly practice throughout our life the means by which we can make the last moment pure, sacred, and happy. From this very moment, we should be concerned with having the best of samskaras. But who cares? On the contrary, we are constantly training ourselves in bad ways. We are constantly teaching our sense organs to behave in a perverse and wayward fashion. Mind must be trained in a different way. Get absorbed in it. The moment we realize that we have erred, we should start taking corrective steps. Once we realize that we have made a mistake, should we go on repeating it? The moment you come to realize your error, that is the moment of your rebirth. It should mark a new beginning in your life. Look at it as the dawn of your new life. You are now truly awake. Now you come alert, lest you should slip again, lest you should go back to practicing bad ways. So very, very important points. Many of us, or some of us definitely, who have been working in, and suppose there is a retiring age, naturally we know that we are going to retire on a particular date. What do we do? In terms of our savings, we may have some plans. But in terms of spending the time, nowadays people get re-employed, no? All these things, make us unaware of the day when we have to quit. A day for yesterday or 2 days back, a devotee from Chennai telephoned, he is retiring. He was cheerfully explaining it. And he was holding a good position. But normally we have heard people telling, I am going to retire. What am I going to do? I don't know. I have to kill the time. Many people, especially in government services, when they have worked for 25, 30 years and they retire, they get pension, no doubt. Some security is there for their life, but how do they spend the time? Otherwise, early morning you are preoccupied with, I have to go to office, I have to do this, I have to do that, I have to do this. But there are a few people who wisely spend their retired life. Similarly, should we not think about that? Instead of blankness, and for that I must now start to develop some good vasanas. Uh, Many people, yes, many people we have seen, many people, they spend a lot of time to understand the scriptures. Many people take up deep study, make use of their time with an idea that the death is going to be there. We don't know when. But after the death also we are going to enter into a new birth. We are firm in that belief. So now we are trying to plan for the next birth. Think about it. Why? Papa is providing us an opportunity for us to think about that, no? Chimyanandaji says, the enjoyment of pleasure and pain in this physical body is determined by our past karmas, thought by thought, action by action. We have demanded the present body and mental equipment. In fact, even while we are alive and acting here now, we order the shape of future life how to be. With our own actions, we give a blueprint to God, ordering the exact shape of our destination. And according to the specification given, the body, the tent of experience, is built and handed over to each one of us by the all-merciful, omnipotent, divine Creator. A very, very powerful quotation. We must start deeply thinking about it. Deeply. Even the enjoyment of pleasure and pain in this physical body is determined by our past karmas, thought by thought, action by action. We have demanded the present body and mental equipment. In fact, even while we are alive and acting here now, we order the shape of our future life to be. With our own actions, we give a blueprint to God, ordering the exact shape of our destiny. And according to the specification given, the body, the tent of experience, is built and handed over to each one of us by the all merciful, omnipotent, divine Creator. So this is what Vinobaji says. This is what the Bhagavad Gita says. Shloka number 6. Yam yam vyapi smaran bhavam tyajatyande kalevaram tam tamaivaiti kaunteya sadha tadbhava bhavita.
Chapter
Eh?
Eighth chapter. Eighth chapter.
Chapter 8. All 8 only talks about death. Akshara Brahmayo. Arjuna thinking of whatever entity as one leaves the body at the time of death. That and that alone one attains, being ever absorbed in its thought. So in the previous stanza he said, Antakalecha mameva smaran mukta kalevaram ya prayadi satmabhavam yadi nastyatra samshayaha. He who departs from the body thinking of me alone, even at the time of death, attains my state, there is no doubt about it. That is why when somebody is dropping the body, the process of end, what we do, normally we chant Ram Nam or good bhajans or share something that will elevate that thought. Because that which, when Rajamami was in the last moment, for the past 1.5 days before that, everyone was either chanting Ram Nam, good bhajans, and even we remember Lord Krishna was also one of our chosen deity. A small statue of a beautiful, inspiring form of Krishna was taken and shown to. And many, many anecdotes which she can easily connect. Swami Jnanananda Tapovanam Maharaj, and Swami Haridas Giri Swami, about whom not only that heard, they all had the privilege of having the darshan. They had the privilege of darshan of Papa also. Because July 1963, Papa dropped the body. April 1963 or something, 3 or 4 months back. They had come here after marriage and they had the darshan and initiation of Ram Nam from Papa. So all those things were, she was made to remember. The purpose is this. So we leave the body having this, the pain is there, struggle is there. But along with that, something about saints, Mahatmas, Ram Nam, Bhajan, Krishna, Puja, so many things, somehow to train our mind. And for that, why we were prompted to do it, or their family members were prompted to do it, it is because of our sadhana. That is what.
the rebirth இருக்குன்றதுக்கு ஏதாவது ஒரு live example.
Rebirth. If to prove that there is rebirth, can you give one live example?
Oh, it's still a doubt, Why do we need a proof? Think about it. When this question was raising in our mind, you can take the chair from there, the chair is not there. From that room. Chair no. Or you can sit here. When this question was welling up in 60s in our mind, we started thinking that mother delivered 9 children. We were the third. The second one, and the difference between second one and third was only 1.5 years. So everything is fresh in our mind. The moment we started knowing about the world, brother was with us, father was with us, mother was with us. So for the next 15 years, all the inputs for our life was the same. But we turned out to be two different individuals with different taste, temperament, inclination, aptitude, preferences, priorities. What could be the reason? All the inputs are same. But still, not for a day or two, for 15 years, till he passed his SSLC and went out. And so this was started thinking. Then the next doubt was, why I don't remember? Initially this was tormenting. Then one day we realized, was it not a blessing that I don't remember? I am finding it difficult to have proper relations with this present creation. Suppose I start remembering my previous birth and the previous birth. Father, mother, if suppose I was a family man, wife, children, suppose I was a businessman, my ups and downs, my creditors, my debtors. Think, will I be? So it was a gifted one, God gifted us, because in the 15th chapter in Bhagavad Gita, he answered this, Matta smridijnanam apohanam cha. Apohanam means forgetfulness. I am also the forgetfulness. So if he has not made me to forget, then my life will become miserable. Just imagine, suppose you are made known about that. You were so much attached to your family, and then you will think about that, or you will be crying for that. So these are all the things by which, God makes us understand. And we have also seen certain children developing exemplary traits right from our young age without any tutoring. They develop music. Many children. If you go through now, the digital platform offers so many such things. Even when we were children, we were told, some people identify even their previous birth. They were taken. There have been many instances like that. So all these put together, we come to know that, my preferences, my priorities, my likes and dislikes, everything is same, the input is same, father, mother is the same. Process of creation is same, reproduction is same. And after that, whatever input that are needed through for my existence of the body and the creature comforts are same. In our case, we can say when dress is to be bought, it will be bought for 2 only at that time. A school uniform, no uniform. Everything same. Same school, same teachers, same text. Not 1 or 2 years, 15 years. So then we Believe, yes. Where did I get this tendency? Though everything is same, my tendency is unique. These sattvic, rajasic and tamasic qualities in me is not the same in some brother. So this sattvic, rajasic, tamasic quality which I have inherited, where from I have inherited? And these are all for a rational mind. For us, we believe. Anything and everything, faith is important. So when one person or one can say so many things, but you find this is the one which is echoed in almost all scriptures. And we are going through Bhagavad Gita. If we don't have this faith, how will we be able to go along with these scriptures? When Papa says Ramnam is the panacea for everything, we believe that word, Do we question? A crude example of this, the faith and this thing, crude. We should not say that, but nothing wrong in saying somebody has told us, so we are telling. When somebody was arguing about the faith, immediately that person pointed out, how do you know that so and so is your father? Your mother says you believe, Oh. It's a crude example, agreed. But that's really correct. I did not question my mother's word. It's a pure faith, faith in the words of mother. So all of us are guided by faith initially. And our scriptures are not dictum or dogmas. It is spiritual scientists. They have experimented and then they have brought it out. And that is the one which is guiding us. It is with that mindset that we should approach scriptures. When a scientist says water is H2O in the school, we don't ask him to prove it. No, we believe. Then as we move, we come to realize that it is the reality. Because we believe scientifically. This is also 100% scientific. Science, science, whether it is spiritual science or material science, both are scientific. Absolutely scientific. For enabling the people to understand, Papa coined the word subtle and mysterious power, not an entity. Power. And those who have witnessed death, they will know the person has been talking, suddenly he dropped the body. He died, we say. So what happened then? Something detached the body, we can say now. Otherwise, normally we will say somebody dropped the body. Or somebody said, he passed away. What is it that passed away? The body is there in the tangible form. Can our puny intellect gauge that, understand that? Even while we are alive, right from the head of the crown of the head to the tip of our toe, we are there, I am there in every cell. But will we be able to localize, point out, show to anybody palpable? Is it palpable? Is it tangible? Is it visible? Though it is not visible or tangible or palpable, we believe the word because it is there within us. It cannot be brought within the knowable category. That is why we cannot express, that's all. It is the very subject. So naturally the subject cannot explain anything. When it is an object, the subject can explain everything. When I am away from that, I know this is my hand. I can see the hand, I can feel the hand. So I am different from the feeler, or the seer is different from the hand. But who is the seer or feeler? Can we explain? So these spiritual scientists mentioned this in so many words. In our case, Papa mentioned this as subtle and mysterious power. It is not gross. It is not. It cannot be understood. That is why it's called mysterious. That's why it's called subtle. So, as spiritual children of Papa, we feel, we are now preparing ourselves for our flight, which is called death. So until we land, until we board the train, we have to be active, Because why, we have to be active? That is the gain of such activity is going to be the capital for our next birth. Suppose I keep on grumbling, complaining, moaning, getting demotivated, that will be the capital with which I will be going. When you are dynamic, positive, creative, at the same time conscious of it, that the same creativity will come with us. This is what Swamiji Chinmayanandaji said. The enjoyment of pleasure and pain in this physical body is determined by our past karmas. Thought by thought, action by action, we have demanded the present body and mental equipment. In fact, even while we are alive and acting here now, we order the shape of future life to be. With our own actions, we give a blueprint to God. That is why we have been asked to lead a value-based life. Otherwise, animalistic tendencies may overpower us. With our own actions, we give a blueprint to God, ordering the exact shape of our destiny, and according to the specification given, the body, the tent of experience, is built and handed over to each one of us by the all-merciful, omnipotent, divine Creator. Panchendriya Mahabhudam Sambhavam Karma Sanchitam Shariram Sugadukhanam Bhoga Ayatana Muchyate. In that Atma Bodh, Shankaracharya says this. Sambhavam Karma Sanchitam. This body is given, drafted, created because of this karma. When explaining about the three bodies, gross, subtle and causal bodies, about the gross body he says this. Karma Sanchitam. That is the blueprint. With our own actions, we give a blueprint to God, ordering the exact shape of our destiny. And according to the specification given, the body, the tent of experience, Bhoga Ayatanam. And according to the body, the tent of experience is built and handed over to each one of us by the all-merciful, omnipotent, divine Creator. So the blueprint, before the designer things, you have to tell him, Then only he can prepare the blueprint. Please think over these two stanzas, 5 and 6 of Bhagavad Gita, 8th chapter. And the 7th also is a corollary. Tasmat sarveshu kaleshu maam anusmara vidyacha. Therefore, at all times and in all places, remember me and fight the battle of life. And once you Mayarpida Manobuddhya, and once you take refuge in me, I will take care of you. And there is no doubt about it. It's an assurance he is giving.
Swamiji,
Ah,
that I, me and you all in the self, yeah.
I, you and me are?
In the self.
Yeah, correct.
Thank you, Haribo.
Hari Om. Correct, correct. Now we start thinking now,
Yes.
whatever we do now right from this moment, at least he has given us a lease. So far we would not have applied. Now he makes us to think about it. That whatever we do will leave an impression. That leftover should be something which enables me to improve the quality of my life, not only now, but also hereafter, here and hereafter.
Yeah.
Suppose I live for another 1 year or 6 months or few days. I must be feeling that I must be pooling this, noble thoughts, virtuous thoughts.
Yes,
So everyone must be conscious of this, not that we will become inactive or demotivated. Because we are only anxious that we make it as productive as possible, as useful as possible. So what should I do now? I have to catch the train day after tomorrow. What should I do? I keep my baggage ready. What is necessary for my yatra or where I stay? Similarly, I have to keep my baggage ready, na?
yes.
Positive. It is not a negative one. It is highly positive. People feel that it is no, it's not at all. It's a gentle warning to all of us that do the proper packing. Otherwise, what will happen? Suddenly you leave. Whatever that is necessary for you, it will requisite. You may forget, no. So when you are going for a long journey, what will you do? You do the planning, you do the packing, so that you will not be inconvenienced. Similarly, we know that a day will come so we have to keep on. What is to be preserved, what is to be taken, what is to be discarded. That is why in good old days this is always repeated, parimiti parigraham. Limited possessions we have. So that one more possession means that will occupy your mind. Minimum possessions, maximum mind space for such thoughts. Me to we, me to we, me to we. The other one is me to me, me to me, me to me.
Swamiji, those who go for Pandharpur Yatra, they keep Panduranga and Rukumari on the head.
They keep the Panduranga on the head
and the statue. Like that we should always be.
Correct. All those things, that is why he is giving us to train our mind to go for pilgrimage, to develop devotion, to develop, to develop, chanting of God's name, bhajans, glories of God, personal or impersonal. Somewhere, he wants to fill our mind space with as many such ennobling, elevating thoughts. If that is not there, everything will be preoccupied by me and mine, which is going to be our capital. It's a beautiful expression. That is the capital with which we move. So our packing, when we do the packing, we cannot go without anything. Some basic requirements are necessary. We can have minimum so that we don't trouble others. But at the same time, maximum space for, that is why in pilgrimages, minimum parigraham. In fact, in good old days, the saying is when you go to Kashi, you leave something there and come back. At least one item is gone. That is the tangible gain of a Kashi Yatra. In good old days now, but it has no relevance now, but that was the spirit behind it. Kashi ki poi enatha vittai, ഒന്നുമേ വിടാക്കി വരോ നമ്മൾ. So the idea is that a pilgrimage should enable us to, you remember why we are asked to read In Quest of God again and again and again. How with nothing on his hand, nothing with him excepting a very few, 1% or 0.5% of possessions, like one set of dress, 2-3 books, nothing else he had. He traveled more than 700 miles, 800 miles. Spent about 6 months and joyous, blissful. Why are we reading it? To understand this. So all these things point out that first thing is inevitability of death. And now what is it that we should carry for the next month? And two slogas from Bhagavad Gita, that when you think about me intensely, antakalecha mameva smaran. He who departs from the body thinking of me alone, even at the time of death, attains my state. There is no doubt about it. And suppose I did not do, I think about something else, what happens? Arjuna, thinking of whatever entity as one leaves the body at the time of death, that and that alone one attains, being ever absorbed in its thought. All those things we have been told, no, the Puranic story of Ajamila, because he called, what did he call? Narayana. He did not mean anything, but even that he was blessed with. That means at least we keep on chanting, It will not go in vain. Ajamila story assures us that even if we don't do that, because in Bhagavad Gita himself he will say that in one of the slokas, even if somebody denies my existence, atheist, even if he realizes for a minute, I absorb him. This is an assurance. And this is the gain of Bhagavad Gita study, Why should I learn Bhagavad Gita? These are all fundamental things which are given to me now through Bhagavad Gita. Something about my origin, something about the inevitability of death, something about my activities I have to do, what sort of karma will give me what, why I have got distinctive, why people are different, they are different.
Something about packing.
Packing, yes. Why I am different from you? Because of the gunas. So something about gunas. All these things are beautifully packed in that 18 chapters. That is why it is called, Papa said, it is a part of your life. It is addressed to the man on the field. Because every time we look at it from our field, there will be an answer for that. Not for a person who is sitting in a cave, who has isolated himself from the rest of the creation. Here we are very much with the creation. At the same time, how to improve the quality, that has been beautifully brought out in various chapters through again and again and again and again, he used to repeat. This is the motivation given to us to take up this. Even today we were reading Pathalas Path. There also, he says, regularly read Bhagavad Gita, Papa says. At least one sloka will connect us to that Supreme. One sloka will take us to the reality. One sloka will take us to know how to lead the present life. And also the various things. And it's all scientific, not a dictum or a dogma. Only things we have to reflect more and more, then we will be able to connect it. Not the textual knowledge.
It's a very, very, very good guide, Swamiji.
Good guide. It's a
good guide, no doubt about it. It is a good guide, it's a manual. So, tomorrow there won't be any satsang because we have to go out. And day after tomorrow when we come, we will start the Bhagavad Gita again where we have left. So probably in between he made us to think about this 8th chapter, connect ourselves properly, try to understand the relevance of Gita in our daily life. Otherwise, why should we take up suddenly this? We don't. Rajamami is correct. Yeah, correct. Yeah. That was the instrumental cause. We simply do not say the death. What has it got to do with our life? It was a reminder, gentle reminder to all of us. So that is why Papa made us to think about and go through and share these thoughts. So day after tomorrow, we kindly do think about all these things. And we wanted to show you today, we wanted to start somehow. He willed it otherwise.
Swamiji,
Ah,
Papa has been making us think of death for the past. So many dear devotees have gone one on one, all in a line.
So many devotees passed away. One after
yeah.
Brahma,
Yeah. So
Sri Krishna.
it's a reminder to all of us. Bell ringing.
Yes.
So let us be ready. Let us be ready. Let us be
Yes,
ready.
Swamiji, yes. Packing started.
Prepare ourselves. Yes. Okay. Winding up, packing whatever is necessary. Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram 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 Hari Om Pranam Namaskar Hari Om Pranam Sadar Pranam Hari Om how many are seeing this? Any idea?
YouTube, how many are seeing?
Single week, Swamiji. Single week.
Not these people. Who are
Here, in the YouTube, around 200. Around 200. Sometimes it is more, sometimes it is less, but average is 200. Like Rajamati is more than 300, 350, more than 350.
Jyoti's friends are there, no? Jyoti's friends. So they will meet at 5 o'clock.
I'll come.
Today.
I'll come.
Because tomorrow they want to go out for a temple.
I'll come there. you meet